Inhale. Sizzle. Inhale.
Hey everyone, it's a great day for another episode of the Urbex Dead Mall series. I hope you're all doing good. I'm doing well myself. Today's journey brings us to the Concord Mall in Elkhart, Indiana. Now this one is a true time capsule of the 1970s. Like, wow, this place has never been updated. And yeah, this is definitely a dying mall. It's losing stores at a very rapid pace. You'll want to stick with me through this video because I have a story to tell you about this mall that involves myself and my mom. The Concord Mall would open in August of 1972 and its anchors would be Montgomery Ward and Robertson's. A JCPenney would later be added as a third anchor in 1976. Unfortunately, the Robertsons wouldn't last all that long, closing in 1985, being replaced by a Mays. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, it's spelled M-E-I-S. That store would later be converted into an Elder Beerman in 1989, then again being rebranded as Carson's in 2011. Now, all the research I did didn't have a date with this, but since all the Montgomery Ward stores closed in 2001 when they went bankrupt, I would assume that's when the Montgomery Ward would leave this mall, and the space would then be split in between a Hobby Lobby, which would open in 2002, and an ABC Warehouse electronics store. So we're very lucky to be looking at this JCPenney open and operating, because in June of 2022, JCPenney announced that they would be closing 13 stores, including this very location at the Concord Mall. But it would later be taken off the list and spared. So if you get a chance to go out to this mall or you live nearby it, I highly recommend that you go support this JCPenney. In 2008, the space where the former Osco Drug was located would be renovated into a food court. Now, for all of you retail fans out there, we all know that the Carsons would close on January 31st of 2018 when the parent company, Bon-Ton, would announce they would be closing all of their stores. Now, I do have some amazing news about the Carsons, Bon-Ton, Elder Beerman, Yonkers conglomeration that I'll bring up in a future video, so make sure that you're subscribed with notifications on. So I'd like to know, what are your thoughts on this mall? Do you love the aesthetics? Because I absolutely love all the individual stores just having this unique 1970s look, like they just are frozen in time. In fact, this whole mall is frozen in time. Or do you wish that they would just, erase the 1970s look and update it? So leave a comment down below. Now, while I was visiting this mall, I only saw one or two mall walkers and a security guard just sort of sitting at the security desk not doing much of anything. And of course, you could hear the music echoing throughout the corridors and these rides with the giggling and all their sounds. It was just absolutely amazing to experience. I wish I could share that with you. Unfortunately, YouTube's copyright gods would strike me down. So, if you want to hear this mall and all of its amazing sounds, you can head on over to the Patreon link in the description box below, where you can experience the raw and real edition with everything left in as it's supposed to be, just as though you were visiting this mall. But for now, I'm going to leave you to enjoy the rest of this mall tour, as well as the amazing center court. I could just sit in this center court for hours, couldn't you? Anyways, here's that story that I promised you, since we're about to head down to the Carsons wing. You see, my mom and I, the crazy old lady, as many of you know her by, visited this very Carson store back around 2008, 2009, and this is where she would actually pick up her very first fur coat. Of course, it's not a real fur coat, it's like a leopard-style coat by Calvin Klein. She still has it to this very day. Now, I can't remember exactly why we were in Elkhart, Indiana and the South Bend area, probably just because we were bored and we wanted to get out of the house and do like kind of a day trip, and I enjoyed visiting malls, so we ended up here and she ended up getting this amazing coat that you've probably seen her wear in some of my videos. I'm sure I ventured out into the mall and explored it, but I don't have any recollection of doing so. I definitely know back then I wasn't filming anything, so I kind of wish I was, though, because it would have been cool to go back in time and see what the mall looked like back then. Thanks everyone for coming along to check out the Concord Mall. If you like this kind of content, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you'll be notified about future episodes. As always, to get more content without ads, as well as member-exclusive content, you can check out the Patreon link down below. That's going to do it for today's episode, and I'll see you in the next episode.